Welcome to the 11th episode of E Says, P Says, your bi-weekly dose of Black love. My name is Ellen for the E.
And my name is Paul for P. For those of you tuning in for the first time, we started this podcast to celebrate a milestone in our relationship 35 years of wedded bliss. Now, as of April 22nd, 2026, we're celebrating 37 years of marriage. Every other week, we'll share pieces of our journey with you. What's brought us this far and what continues to carry us forward. Before we get into today's episode, let's start with a moment of gratitude. I am grateful for life. I'm grateful for my wife, Ellen, and my children. And Ellen, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for you and the children as well. And I'm also grateful for good friends and being able to read. And I put in that being able to read because reading opens your mind to so many things.
Yes.
And you can always be learning if you can read a book or if you're able to read.
Here. I definitely agree.
Previously, we talked about the time we didn't think we were going to make it as a couple. So if you missed that episode, be sure to go back and take a listen. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe so you can catch up on all our episodes. This week, we're diving into some strange global traditions, and this should be interesting. Our first tradition is Austria's apple scent ritual. And in the 19th century in Austria, women would carry apple slices in their armpits at social gatherings and offer them to men they desired. If the man accepted, he would eat the fruit, symbolizing mutual attraction. What do you think about that, Paul?
Very interesting. But did you say would the man carry it in their armpits, or would the women carry them in their armpits?
It was just the women, the females.
And the man, when he chose the woman, he would have to take it from the armpits, the apple from the armpits.
She would offer
from her armpits,
and if the man accepted, he would eat it.
So he must have really cared for her.
I agree.
To take something out of her armpits. Oh my God. That's a strange tradition. Interesting.
I'm not sure if it still goes on. But if you grew up in New York City and was on and you rode the train in the summer, you wouldn't want no armpit fruit.
Ooh, that was really a special bond.
Must be.
Golly.
Because it wouldn't be me.
Oh, no. Nor me. Nor I. Believe that.
Our second tradition is Chinese Sisters Meal Festival. So during this festival, Meow Girls, MIAU, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, offer a bowl of colorful rice to suitors with the hidden items indicating their feelings. A single chopstick means no, a pine needle means unsure, and 2 chopsticks signify yes. So I guess if a man was interested in you, you would give him the bowl of rice with the one. If you didn't like him, 1 chopstick. If you weren't sure, you give him a pine needle, and if you did, you put 2.
Wow. And I wonder how. So it was always the man making the decision?
After the woman, I guess, had given her point of view, or before, I guess the woman is offering.
Okay.
Or in this case, the man is coming up and the woman is excuse me, and the woman is responding.
Oh, got it. Okay. Interesting. I wonder how many chopsticks I would get.
All of them.
What's the next tradition?
Our third tradition is Welsh love spoons. Couples have exchanged hand-carved wooden spoons since the 17th century as a symbol of affection. So Welsh, is that Irish?
English. Well,
Welsh is English? Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
So I know, because a lot of people collect not necessarily love spoons, but spoons from different countries or different areas.
So with this tradition, honey, so would you make your own spoon and then exchange spoons with the person that you're interested in?
Yeah, it's a hand-carved wooden spoon.
So you make your own. Okay.
Yeah,
You would exchange
yeah, with
the
whoever
person that you're interested in.
that. Yeah, as a symbol of affection.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not carving no spoon for you. That's too much work. I might go to the store.
I still have the love. We had that fall love Ellen board. I made. When we get that done? That was a long.
That was we were
That was
dating.
before we got married, and that's still there.
Did we get that at a fair or something? Yeah.
It was a festival somewhere, and they did that. Beautiful. Okay, what's our fourth tradition?
The fourth tradition is the Finnish wife carrying championship, a competitive sport where men race while carrying their partners over their shoulders.
Does it say how far they have to race? What's the?
No, it doesn't say how far. No, well, Finnish isn't Finnish is Finland, right?
Finland, yeah. That's it from Finland. Now I'm just curious as to know how long was it? 50 yards, 20 yards, 100 yards. But that'll be interesting to see how far they were willing to carry their wives.
This is true. This is true.
How fast they were going. It'd be interesting. We had video that we could see that, right?
Yeah, well, I have to, after we finish this episode, I have to look that up. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I wonder how long. All right, now, so our fifth tradition is Italian padlock charms. That sounds interesting.
Couples attach padlocks to bridges and gates as a symbol of their everlasting love. That reminds me of the bridge in France, in Paris, where people get locks and put them on there as their
I'm not that familiar with that, but it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, that I've
heard of that before.
And out of all of them, that would probably be the easiest one to do.
So can you explain that tradition a little bit? So in that tradition, you just have what, padlocks?
Yeah.
What is that? What is a padlock?
It's I guess when you're attaching the padlock to the bridge of the gate, it's symbolizing your everlasting love. Okay. So some people would carve, like I've seen, they did it on the Amazing Race, and I think Kim did it on one of those episodes of the Keeping with the Kardashians.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Right.
They went to whatever bridge this is in Paris.
Yeah.
And there's places around where you can purchase locks and you can get them engraved with the person's initials and your initial, and then you take it and you put a lock to the gate. I don't know if they, from time to time, they take them off, because you have to figure people are coming from around the world to do this. At some point, there's more locks than gate area.
Right.
So I guess we have to look into that and find that out. I guess one day when we get to Paris, we can do that. So
what is some of our next traditions?
So our next few traditions are from Africa.
Oh.
So the first one is knocking on the door. It's Kukuko. Then this is from Ghana.
Okay.
So the groom and his family visit the bride's home with gifts to formally ask for her hand in marriage, signaling respect for her family.
So they have very interesting. So what's next?
And then the bride price, Lobola, and I'm not sure, it doesn't say what area this is from,
right? But
it involves paying with livestock, money, or gifts to the bride's family as a sign of respect and commitment.
So that happens in Ghana a lot. They do that with the animals, the cows and stuff like that. But some other places as well.
Yeah, because I think
with the bride price.
What is his name? Ricky Smiley and Gary were talking about a story on his show where when he was in Texas, and she said there was a beautiful African woman that he wanted to date, and the family wanted so many goats. He said they looked for goats up and down. Texas couldn't find any. He said he got like maybe 1 or 2 goats, but it was at least 5 or 6 goats that they wanted, because he said he really wanted to date her and he was serious. But he said he couldn't find the goats, so he just let it go. Yep. I was like, okay. So the next one is the cultural courting ritual, and this is the Woda Abi men, and they court the women by doing elaborate dances like the Yaaki, where the men compete to be chosen by women.
Interesting.
That sounds like
what kind of how are they dancing? Interesting to see how they dance in front of the men.
I'm quite sure it's some type of African dance.
I guess the women's criteria for what's considered a good dancer or a strong dancer. Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the dance steps or the accuracy or the stamina, how long they can dance.
Okay,
that would be interesting.
Right. The next one we have is libation ceremonies, and that is solemn ritual.
Yeah,
where ancestors are honored to bless the new.
Okay, right? So usually libation, is some type of liquid or wine.
Yeah.
So I guess something is handed around, and I guess like some people do pour out for the homies.
Yeah.
So something like that.
So that's what let me see, libation ceremony.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next one?
Tasting the 4 elements. Yeah, a Yoruba tradition where the couple tastes cayenne, spiciness, lemon, sourness, vinegar, bitterness, and honey, sweetness, to symbolize enduring all phases of marriage. Well, they got that one right. Because it's marriage is spicy, sour, bitter, and sweet.
Yeah. Can be all of those.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you've been married long enough, you're going to have some of those. You're going to have some sweet times, some sour times. Bitter times. So.
And Yoruba
is very long enough. You're going to go through all of those stages.
Yeah, that very true. Very true.
Yeah.
And what is this? Yoruba, is that Nigeria?
That's Nigeria. Okay. That's one of the tribes in Nigeria. That's correct.
And I'm not sure whether this happens during the wedding ceremony or something that they do before.
Okay. We have another one called community involvement. And it says marriage is rarely just between 2 individuals. It is a merger of families, often requiring approval from elders or community leaders.
I can see that.
I think that's a good tradition. Wish we had that today. Truly, because there should be some standards. And I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just saying, first of all, a lot of times people just not getting married, period. They're just not even getting married.
That's true.
So I would love to see, I'm not trying to go off script here, but marriage is very important. I know a lot of people don't, that marriage is important, and it's but it is. It makes a stronger family unit. And it's good for the children to see their parents being married, because it lets them see what a good family unit is, and what having watching their parents have each other's back. And when things happen that are not all that great, how the parents are able to fight through it together, but with supporting each other. And I think a lot of times today, some things like kids, they're not resilient or whatever, because they don't see examples of resiliency, right? So I think marriage is important for a lot of different reasons. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off track. I think it's very important. I think these traditions are important. The elders and a man having to go talk to the father, or somebody that's a patriarch, even a matriarch within the girl's family, to ask permission to get married. That's important. Some of these things have been lost, and we need to bring them back. Go ahead, dear.
Well, and for the traditions and rituals, we got all that info from Google AI.
Yes.
So if you are interested in any of these elements or want to learn further, just put it in Google AI or just type it into your browser, and you should be able to get more information about it. And also from the African from the African from the African traditions, can you think of some similar rituals we have in the African American or Black American community? And I would say asking a father or mother for permission to marry their daughter. I know that's something people won't believe, but my husband did call. Well, he called. He didn't ask in
The
person.
only reason it wasn't in person, I need to explain. All people say, "Oh my God, that's trifling. You didn't even go see the father in person." We were living in California, and Ellen's father and mother were living in New York, so that's the only reason I didn't say go to in person.
I was in New York at the time as well.
Yes.
Yes. And then something that comes from slavery times or jumping the broom after the vows to show tribute to the ancestors
Yeah.
when their only option was jumping the broom.
Yeah.
We could not legally marry.
That's
So, Paul, what do you think of these traditions? Anything you can think of or some personal traditions that we share?
I just think it's important that the traditions that we do have to keep them as far as, I think that's going to the father to ask permission. I think that's important. Or the mother, if the father's not in the home. And just marriage in general. I think, particularly in the African American community, I would like to see marriage happen more often, because I think it's good for children to see their parents married. I know people say that's really conservative. I didn't know Paul was that conservative, but it's not being conservative. It's just understanding the importance, and maybe it has to do with me being a teacher all these years, where I could tell the difference between kids who come from two-parent households and kids who did not come from two-parent households. Because what happens in a single, and I'm not talking about gender, that it could be a single man or a single woman. Remember, when a couple is married, they look at things differently. Ellen has her perception about certain things. I would have my perception about certain things. Even with child rearing, it might be a situation that Ellen can handle better, whereas I wouldn't handle it as well. I might be a lot stricter, and then vice versa. It's something that she could be really strict on, and I would be loosey-goosey. So it's important to have 2 points of view. And I want to say this, and this came with when Ellen was in law school for a year, and I was by myself with William. Being a single parent is stressful. I don't care what nobody says. And people can say what they want to say. It is stressful. It's good to have another person there, somebody to give you a break and have another point of view. It's very important. I think people really underestimate that. And they despair. A lot of times, today, these conversations, people disparage marriage. But I don't. I'm a firm believer. I know people say, "Well, you've been married 37 years." Okay, fine. I always believed in marriage. I think marriage is very important. And if you can get this is going to be a controversial statement. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say it. If I can lay with a woman and get her pregnant, I can marry her. Now some people say, "Oh, no." If you can do that, you can get somebody pregnant. You can lay, have sex with a woman. I'm talking to the men now. If you can do that, you can marry her. Because all the time, "Oh, I'm not ready to get married." So you're not ready to get married, but you're ready to have a baby, and you can't. It's not a good thing to do, because you say when you're not ready to get, I'm not ready for marriage, but you're ready to have children with somebody. No, 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 no. Okay, the child should come into. This is my point. This is not Ella's point of view. This is my point of view. I want to make this clear. What I'm talking about. it's very easy to do what's expedient. It's easy to just lay with somebody and have sex. And this is what I want women to understand. Remember now, even though you still got child support, but that don't mean he's the custodial parent. You the one there with the baby by yourself most of the time, 90% of the time. And it's not fair to women to have all that. No matter how it happened, that it's not fair to women that everything is on them in these situations. I'm not saying that's true all the time, but there are times where a lot of this child rearing is on the women, particularly if it was a situation where it was a birth out of wedlock and it's on the woman all the time. And that's not right. So I just think marriage is a better option. And some people are going to disagree. I'm going to catch heat for it. I already know. And that's okay. Okay? Because I feel how I feel about it. I've seen what happens when kids don't have both their parents. Okay?
Well, for Mr. Mock, now, no, we don't. I don't agree that everybody that has a child or ends up in a relationship should get married. Some people don't need to be married. Another thing I do agree with is having children out of wedlock does create broken homes in some instances. Some people can have a child and be better parents than if they were both in the same house. So all of the options are possible. I would just say just pick better.
Right.
Because sometimes the person that you may have a child with may not be the person that you want to be the father of that child.
Well, but this is what this.
And even in marriage, yeah, I mean, yes, Paul advocates marriage, but the one thing that he's not thinking about is sometimes some people's hand in marriage is not worth the paper it signs on, and you might as well just raise that baby by yourself, because now you're raising a baby and a man.
So they do have what I call let's just say what it is. There are condoms. There are other types of contraceptives where, and I'm talking to men and women, where you don't have to get pregnant. What all these points that my wife is making are valid points. The only thing I ask, why can't we think about this? The same thing my wife says. Why can't that happen before we have to start bringing babies here? Like she says, choose right. My wife is right. You got to choose properly. She's absolutely right. But the only problem I'm saying is, people do make these decisions, and they forget about who they got. Who when they make these decisions, these outcomes happen. Do they care about the teachers and the social workers that have to deal with these children? No, because they are not with these kids all day. So remember now, teachers are usually with your kids more than you are. So are you thinking about, and I'm just speaking now to the parents who made the decision to not get married or have children out of wedlock and not raise the children. You have to raise kids. We were just talking to our friend Sybil about that, and how she did such a wonderful job with her 2 boys. It wasn't easy. She was a single parent. That was hard to do that. I'm sure it absolutely was hard. But what I'm saying, you have to make some kind of decision. Are you going to let the child run over you, or are you going to be in charge?
And and sorry to cut you off, and I will say, our friend did have many innovative ways of making her children understand who was in charge.
By any means necessary.
And she wasn't abusive. She wasn't beating children with chains and all that, or whips and all that kind of stuff.
No.
She was taking mattresses and moving clothes and taking doors and games and
whatever works
and switching off the breaker to their room. to help them understand
Right.
all of the things that you perceive that you should have are not what you're gonna get
Right.
if I'm not getting what I need. So if I need homework to be done, kitchens and bathrooms and rooms to be clean, then you don't get electricity, a bed to sleep in, and food to eat, or the food that you want to eat.
Right. This is the thing. This is the thing. It's just important to be more engaged with your kids and know where your kids are at, know what they're doing, stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. And sometimes it's hard to monitor when it's just one parent in the home.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have two. It's just important it's better to have 4 eyes on the kid than 2 eyes.
And even then, because I'm not saying our children were not angels.
No.
Things still did occur with all 4 eyes on them because your parents are working. So
Right.
I will say, marriage for anyone that wants to be married is a great institution.
Right.
However, it's going to require work.
Yeah.
And it's going to require making sure that the partner you choose is somebody that you can grow with, learn with, and be willing to experience life with.
Yeah, true.
If that's not who your partner is,
you need to move on.
Then it may not be the marriage that you're in may not be, or the marriage that you perceive may not be what you get. True. And the one thing that you want always in your marriage is for each party to have each other's back.
That is correct.
So that means that once you say I do, leave and cleave. That means mama don't have nothing else to say over here. Daddy don't have nothing else to say over here. And it is your job, whoever's family is the one, the creating the altercation, is the one who needs to have the conversation. And if your partner is not willing to have that conversation, again, sometimes I don't like to use the D word, but sometimes you got to choose yourself. Yeah. And if your partner doesn't have your back at least 90%, then it's not going to work out.
True.
Because each of us feels a certain way about certain things, and there's certain things that people have that are not that you should not cross the line about.
True.
And if
I agree.
And if your partner can't stand up for you in those moments, then who else is going to?
That's true. Okay, honey. I think we talked about that pretty good. We went over that.
Yeah. So what?
And now
so I will say, I mean, we mentioned some traditions from various areas on here.
Yeah.
If anybody out there, I know we went off into the marriage tantrum, right. But if anybody else has any marriage traditions or information from their culture, please share them on our social media platforms or wherever you listen to our podcast. We love to hear them. We always want to learn more about what's going on around the world and what traditions other people may have that may sound strange, but are interesting.
True. You ready?
Yeah.
So, and now for a mock minute. This week's mock minute is brought to you by E's, T's, and our E says, P says, T and hoodie. It has a red heart with a microphone and says, E says, P says. And it comes in several colors. We usually wear the black or gray options. It is soft, warm, and comfy. You can also get it in a t-shirt version. The link will be in the show description. So check it out and get one to wear during the spring or summer months. And if you missed it, some of the Mock Minute episodes are now on Patreon. Take a listen to the first one. Finland bans cell phones in school.
And we have I guess a question about current Hollywood news. One thing that Paul and I have not discussed, and as you're listening to our episodes, they've been recorded because we were creating a queue, so we don't have some of the up to date news of what's happening. So by the time you hear this, Savannah Guthrie may have already returned to the Today Show. She's supposed to come back on April 6th. And for you guys that don't know, her mom was kidnapped several months ago now and was ransomed, and they have not been able to find this woman. And it just breaks my heart.
She's 84 years old. It's sad.
Yes, and unfortunately, because of her age and health, I know miracles happen. It could be possible that she's still alive, but I'm thinking once they took her out that house and all the things that were going on with her, by the time they got wherever they were going, I think she was gone already, and I think that's what took them so long to send a ransom note.
Mm.
And I'm like, were you really trying to get ransom? Because the way that they were sending notes, I was like, it doesn't seem like y'all want the money.
Right. We'll hold her in prayer.
Yes, and I know that her Today Show family will, hold her hand and hold her, physically when she returns and give her all the support that she needs. And Paul and I will send out prayers and hope that soon this will be resolved so that her and her family can move on with their lives.
Amen. Okay, so I'm going to read our disclaimer. We are not therapists, just hoping to help others through our crazy love story. Shout out to everyone who took a few moments out of their busy day to listen. We hope that anything you heard was helpful.
Is there a person or cause in your life that's going above and beyond, giving more than expected or making a real difference? If so, take a moment and show your appreciation. Give your time, your talent, or your support. We'd also love to hear about it. Feel free to share who you appreciate. It always feels good to say thank you. You can send us a note or leave a message on our social media to highlight someone who's working hard and creating lasting change in their world. Be sure to check out our website, mockmediagroup.com, where you can listen and stay up to date on everything happening with the Mocks. Are you enjoying the content? We truly appreciate your support. You can donate at buymeacoffee.com/Mock Media Group to help with hosting costs, gear upgrades, and giving us more time to create great content for you. Finally, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
Thanks for joining us this week on E Says, P Says, your bi-weekly dose of Black love. Be sure to follow and keep up with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Mock Media Group or at E Says, P Says. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And feel free to leave your questions or comments on any of our social media pages. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you in 2 weeks.